Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Look at the minions swimming in the water. Mwahaha. It's almost like I despawned the vehicle. Evil laugh. How's the AV, guys? All good? Having a good Sunday morning? Or if you're in Strider, you're having a good evening. A bit naughty, yeah. It's a bit naughty. And the wild zombie appeared. He's in. I think Whiteland and Jack are joining as well. They deserve it, Alex. Lol. Mr. Garden Data, are you going to come to the Rijeka Carnival? I don't go to carnivals. I've never been to one. I have no interest in one. And I don't even know where Rijeka is. So let's say no. Been playing Red Dead all day. Nice. Mr. Aliki, 62 months. Thanks for the hard work and much love to the Nuthouse and mods. Thank you very much, Aliki. How's my week been? Yeah, a little bit busy, but not complaining. It's in Croatia. Okay. That's probably why I don't know where it is. I've not been to Croatia either. Nearest I've been to Croatia is probably Turkey.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Just noticed that the game has got a very strange implementation of diffraction. Refraction, sorry, look at it. It tries to simulate refraction of light in water, but it does it in a very weird way. Get this kind of line that moves across the body in a diagonal. See it? It's kind of odd. Like a trick. You know what, Padron? I configured this game with sharks and I've not seen a single one yet. When Sunday Night Trucking coming back? With a bit of luck, we'll get it back next week. Hopefully I can finish the rig off and we can get going again. That's the plan. You like trains? Today I'm going to finish the boat off a little bit and then we are going to build a train and we're going to head north towards the Arctic. That's the plan for today. But there's a couple of little things I want to do to the boat first and there's some research we need to get going so that we can potentially build a helicopter as well if we need to. We need to do that. But yeah, train day. The whole water consists of polygons, so that explains it. Not really explains it. I mean... Oh, I think I know what's going on. It's if you look at it from that angle. There you go. Yeah. It does explain it, but it doesn't explain it. It explains it in the sense of I can see what it's doing. But it kind of doesn't really explain why it's doing that. Like every polygon you can see it shifting the image. Exactly where the line is for the water. But it does look a bit weird, doesn't it? It's just a trick. It's like it goes, oh, are you looking through a water polygon? Yes, in that case I'll shift the image. Bye, Summy! Hey, Whiteland. Lol. Right, let's drag some people down here. Let's see what we've got. Summy, Jack, Whiteland. Hello.
Hello.
You joined the game and then left the game. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Me?
Hmm.
There was some strange goings on going on.
I can see it now. It's showing. I had to restart Steam. That's weird.
Yeah, I restarted Steam last night and it quickly updated something. Hello, Yellow Belly. Right, so let's see. We've got 23 research points. We probably could do some more if we're going to unlock. What is it we need?
Heavy chopper and fire, we said.
If you... yeah, okay. Afterburner, lol. Do we need Arctic land vehicles? Are we likely to need that? It's like 20 points. Wait, compact mechanics, I needed these. I thought we already had these done. Oh, we're hot.
Yeah,
Can we sleep
searching
and
now.
get this done? Can we quickly sleep and then I can get the... I need the compact track thing.
If you spawn us a bed, we will.
Yeah, I'm going to spawn the boat now. I don't know what type of train am I going to make today. Really don't know.
You know,
Something...
I know I said before that it seems a bit like a bath, but I'm feeling more it's like a canal boat now.
Okay.
Don't you think?
A canal boat. They're very long. Barges are really long and thin.
It's not quite long enough maybe, but it's just got that kind of canal boat feel to it.
Can we sleep? I need the mish. The research. There we go.
Yeah, we can go and do that mission now as well.
How long have you got left? 1 hour 10. Plenty of
11.
time. Do you need the boat for that, yeah?
Yeah, we'll let this one if that's alright.
Alright.
Did you want to start another research?
Yeah. Great place for your bed, you might get cold. If we are going to go to the Arctic, I may have to move those beds though. To a room with a
Just
heater.
put some heaters on the roof, it'll be fine.
Yeah, just have like some lamps over the top of you.
Yeah, like sunbeds, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Gone to the Arctic, get a 10. VTOL, tank track, small VTOL, solid rockets, radio, weather, jet, video. Firefighting then, or anything else?
It's either firefighting or heavy aircraft. Heavy aircraft's 30 points though, so probably want to do firefighting.
What would heavy aircraft give us apart from bigger wing and blades?
Bigger blades are really handy. They give you much better lifting capacity.
Yeah, that's 30 points. So if we was to do firefighting, that's going to take 14. That's going to leave us with 9 points. We'd then need another 21 points to get the heavy aircraft.
That's fine as long as the missions keep rolling in.
I'd wait until you get the heavy first, then the firefighting.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking, because we need 7 points for that, and then we can get firefighting later. Because if we actually, utility-wise, need the blades, we're better getting that than more missions.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you guys do the lighthouse delivery, that may net us enough points to get heavy aircraft.
Maybe a random box around on the lighthouse island too. I don't think we've been there yet.
Well, it'll be the rescue the person as well, won't it?
Build a train plane. The plan is to build a train, so we'll probably build a train on this island. Because the train line comes in here, doesn't it? Is it Spy Cakes where we build the train?
Yes.
The Isle of Donk. Okay.
Donk is one of the admins.
Isn't that what you get when you hit somebody on the head? Donk.
All of
The
the
character in Crocodile Dundee, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
The train needs
Yeah,
wings.
all of the islands are named after admins or experts.
No, as I said, we want to get the blade. I'm going to do something to the boat, so while we're doing that, we want to get some other stuff unlocked, specifically the large rotor blades, in case we need a helicopter to do things. And then we're going to take the train up north, but I want to refit the boat a little bit so we can cope with Arctic conditions as well. Because if we're going to take the boat that direction, we need to put heaters on board and stuff. If we take the boat to the Arctic as well as a train, do I just need cabin heaters? Or is there anything else I need for surviving the Arctic up there?
Cabin heaters and Arctic gear, which, like the scuba and diving gear, you have to place on the boat.
Okay.
Also fuel. Lots and lots of fuel, because it's a hell of a journey.
Well, presume we can buy an island on the way and stop and refuel, maybe.
It's maybe. I'm not sure what more islands are above. It's pretty desolate between the 2 points, usually.
Add some music for entertainment for the people you save. What, you want me to put elevator music in the back, though? Do you know what?
How much of it is on the tank?
I think I might make the
Fair
boat
enough.
slightly wider and or slightly
Where are we
longer.
going to?
If I make it slightly...
Think that'll be
to give
enough
us
for
more deck
economy
space,
mode?
mostly. If I make it longer and wider, I've got more deck space.
No, we're not doing economy mode. We're going full chat.
You really like burning through the fuel, don't you?
It'd also increase the tanks inside. Give me more ability to do things. Especially if I want to put a winch on the front. You're going to have to push that away from the edge as well. Before you leave.
Don't your azimuth thrusters still work?
They do, but if you're going to use it, you want to use the one on the right. Just gradually bring it in because they kind of don't do anything. And then as soon as they kick in, they really kick in quite strong. So there's a danger that you'll flip that thing round if you've never done it before. The alternative is just swim in the front of the boat and push it with your body, which kind of works. That is some rough water.
Yes, this is going to be fun.
I want to consider dropping the anchor maybe, I don't know. Spotlights. Well, we've got lights, pretty strong lights. A spotlight would be useful. Potentially. Wow, I'm sure that just bottomed out then. That water is so shallow.
It is a bit.
There's no damage on it just yet.
Just yet.
Yeah,
That's some
it's
great optimism.
rocking around something nasty.
Alright, do you want to reel the hose in?
Yeah.
Okay, on it.
See if somebody can get the nose out.
Or Ainsley. I'm not bad, Simple Sim, thank you. Mr. Micard, 18 months, don't sink the boat. I'm not driving it.
I need a barge pole.
Yeah, a barge pole would be kind of handy, wouldn't it? There you go. Starts moving now. Starts fairly quickly when it gets going. Nice. I should do you.
Yep, let's do it.
Boom. And he's gone. What's the 0 to 60 time?
Oh god.
Right, let's load that back in. See what we can do. Now, if I want to if I literally want to crack my boat in two, so what I'm going to do is save this as a new version. Med ship 7, is it? That way I've got something to go back to. What is this game about? So the background objectives are to do like rescue missions, put fires out, move you know, emergency equipment around, move people around. That's the kind of background missions, which they say they're going to expand on quite a bit in the future, like this year. At the moment they're fairly rudimentary, but they're still fun. So the most of the game's more about the systems and the things that you can build. My glasses clanking together. It's better. I want to crack this thing open, and this is going to be interesting because to make this wider, I'd have to split it down the middle, which means some of it is going to get badly broken, like this, for example. How much space do I want? So I've got 2 squares of deck space. Ideally, I'd want to make that, add another 3 on each side, so maybe add another 6 to the width, something like that. This is going to be painful. Add another 6 to the width of the boat. It wouldn't hurt to make it a bit longer. Some more space here, so move that up, but that would be an asymmetric
each
split.
side of it off and across rather than trying to go down the middle.
What you mean? Leave the actual center line and just split from either side?
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
It might
I
make
figure
life.
you've got more stuff down the middle than you have down the sides.
Yeah, potentially, I guess. Yeah, just leave the center line and crack it open by 6 blocks. Yeah, I'll try that.
Just a thought. Yeah.
8 in
I've
the
been
width.
wrong before.
8 in the width. That's quite a lot.
Are you changing the lid?
No, I'm just gonna move the lid forward. I'm gonna between the cargo hatch and the cabin, I'm gonna shove that forward to get my length there.
Right.
But I'm gonna add to the width of the boat as well.
Surgery with Squirrel.
Yeah. This is painful and invasive surgery, and it could go horribly wrong.
It's all saved, right?
Yeah, I've saved it under a new version. Right, so if we drag this
Making
out.
boats bigger with Squirrel.
Okay, so that, I want to make sure I don't miss any blocks either. So that should be the entire center line of the boat. Nice cross section of the hull. Would it be a good idea to make it taller? I don't want to go taller yet. Taller is more instability. So we're not going to do that yet. Now, if I make this one wider, like that, and then I make this one in, that means we're slightly off the center line now.
Can you open the cargo bay, Jack?
We're slightly off the
That won't
center
go
line.
too badly, I'm sure.
So if I move this over 4 blocks, then that looks like it's got the whole thing, doesn't it? And the anatomy of boating McBoatface. So this is why you want to use this tool, because like reconnecting all these systems would be horrendous. As it stands, I'm going to have to repipe things. Right, so if we cut that, move cut. Then what we want to do is move it over however many blocks we want to go
looks like
with.
we're lined
So
up, Ryan.
1, 2, 3, 4. That looks about 4, doesn't it?
Should be good to cut power now.
So we paste that back. Like that. And then clear the block. And then we want to move this block over until it's there. That's the center line. So 1 over from the center line, I believe. I think that's the center line.
Here, let's be precious with that.
Yeah, I think that's the center line because that's on the center line.
Oops, I dropped it.
Oh, it's all wet now.
All of those have just disappeared through the deck for me.
You got your hooks in this game. You picked it up yesterday. Nice, dude.
And the mags didn't unlock
So
at
that,
all.
like this, and then we cut that. And we do the same thing over here. We go 1,
Are they all in there for
2,
you?
3.
Yeah, just
4.
about.
Okay, as long as you can see them.
Paste, clear. Okay. So now we have a very broken ship
Cool.
that we're going to have to reassemble. So if we get rid of the selection grid, this is what we've now got.
I think they're there. I mean, unloading might be a bit.
It went
interesting.
outside the build box.
Yeah.
Wait, what? What went outside the build box? It doesn't matter.
We'll soon see what happens.
Oh, yes, it does matter. Good spot, dude. Good spot. It does matter. 1. Undo. Undo. Yeah, it's too far over. Let's just move the whole thing a second. And get more into the middle. Selection grid needs to be repositioned.
Yeah,
What?
okay.
Like that. Cut it.
No, it was fine. They sort of stayed where we chucked them in the boat, and then they sort of caught up.
Yeah. For me, right now, they're just in front of the boathouse.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, good spot. That could have caused a lot of pain.
Now they've got up.
Yeah.
Mr. Archangel, thank you for the host, sir. Guys, can we get a shout out for Archangel? Really friendly streamer. Could do with a follow from you guys. Thank you for the host, sir. Right, so we've split that 4. You can see it's not split the engine, which is useful. But there is a whole lot of plumbing that is now completely broken. Can 2 people build the same boat? No. Not at the same time. What you can do is, like, I can build something, spawn it, then you can bring it into your workshop, work on it, spawn it, and you can exchange that way, but you can't both edit. So, you know, I could edit the vessel, then you could put the engine systems in, then give it to me, I could put something else in. You can do it that way. Right, so now there's a few things wrong. Most notably, the hatch is now wider. If we look at the merge tool, we're going to see an awful lot of brokenness. And we need to reconnect things. But before we can do that, we need to build stuff in between. So if I get the block tool...
I think he's a little busy right now, Alan.
I'm not sure what he wants, but my ship is literally in half right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's that piece. What was you playing, Archangel? What's your game of choice at the moment? Right, so if we do that, and then we grab another one of those block things. The little door pieces, whatever they're called. Oh, this tool. Right, there we go. We do that with it. Then we want another one of those pieces.
How do we feel about the depth of this bit next to the lighthouse?
Should be okay. We've had
Does that go into shallows?
a little shallow, but we've had boats in there before. I mean, it is one of the early boat missions, so you should be able to get a boat in there.
Wrong way. Okay. Just playing a bit of 2 Point Hospital that you got with the Humble Bundle. It's a fun little game, 2 Point. I do like it. It is funny,
Don't
some
go
of
for
the
this
stuff.
gas in front of us, but the one that's a bit further up.
Very nostalgic.
Yeah, that's it, the bigger one.
Okay, so if we do that, and then we go to the merge tool, what we can now do is try and get these things joined together. But we need to make sure we join them correctly.
And we're fine on depth.
Now, I believe this is all part of this, but not this. So this is wrong here. This isn't going to work. Those pieces need to come out. Because the door frame... When you put these blocks down, they're sensitive as to what you're looking at when you put them down. And it needs to be part of that frame, though. Like that. So we'll just do those again.
Yep, that should be good. Tiny bit of right.
What are we doing? Come on. You got to be looking in the right direction for this to work.
Now I actually can't see these at all.
That's better. Because now I can make this all one unit.
Occasionally the waves bring them up through the top
You
of the
just
hull.
deleted the
Try and
door
grab
controller.
one.
Are you serious? Oh, was that the door controller there? Was that the door controller? 1 second.
I nearly had the box.
Which piece is the...
Can you can actually fit under this hatch, can't you?
hang on. Logic. There's the door
You
controller,
can.
isn't it? Right. Thank you. Good spot
I don't
again.
know if that will make any difference, to be honest.
So where we want the door controller needs to be part of the door frame. So if we
I don't know
merge
whether they're in the
that
sea or in the
with
hull, you know?
that,
They're still doing the same thing.
that's fine. If we merge that with that, that's fine. And this needs to be
Aha, got
one
one.
unit. So that should be with that, and that should be with that. And that's what it should look like. Like, basically the door is a separate part to the hull. That's what I was trying to get. I did literally just chop the boat in half, as you can see. I've split it more or
I've
less
got
down the
one.
middle and made it wider. And now I've got to piece Humpty Dumpty back together again, which is
Let me
not
quickly
easy.
Look upstairs.
So that was the first bit. That was getting the cargo door done. There's other things like that. There's a rail in here, if I remember. What is it else that's separate? Ooh, that's not worked out so well. We have to move those pieces back and join them into one piece again. So anything movable is effectively a separate piece.
No box.
The boat is beginning to look like a catamaran. Well, it will at the moment until we put the hull back. But the hull is the last thing to go back. Mr. Shengo, thank you for 16 months. You Google best length to beam ratio, apparently 3:1 is common. Interesting. Okay, so if we get the selection grid back, and we focus this time on
Oh, you got
that,
it.
Nice.
because
Not really.
part of that move
the
basically
mag's still
splits open
No.
the anchor bit,
Oh,
which we
nearly
don't
had it.
want. We need to put
Be
this back.
interesting to see if Paul was here, whether it would not be this glitchy.
Now we could, in
Well,
theory,
you'd be
make
able to
this
see it
slightly
anyway.
wider. I think we talked about putting a light on a camera on this. So maybe while we're here, what we do is
Just hope they've made those changes to the deadies.
make it slightly bigger.
I've done one. The other one is being problematic.
So I can come back
Yeah,
later
I
and
keep
just
nearly getting it.
do that
not
with it. I
fast
can come
enough.
back later and put lights and cameras in this bit. So we're going to grab that thing there.
Hey, you got it nice.
Cut that, and then move it back into position. Paste it.
No, I
Then
haven't.
move the grid, clear the
Haven't you?
contents.
No.
Grab that one.
Oh, has it gone back under?
Paste it. Clear the contents. Okay.
Have to get it
Right,
from
if we go
above,
back to
I
the
think.
merge tool now, we can basically combine these
Well, I got
pieces.
the other one from
So
below.
I want to combine
but,
that one with that one, and then that one with that one. And that's now a structure again. Hey, Phillips. Does that make sense? I know some of you
No,
guys have
that's
probably never
not.
seen the game before, and everything's confusing, but I'll try and answer questions. So that's that back together. Right, now we need to look at all the piping, which has just been broken into pieces. This is the engine, and we can see where the piping used to go. So that is the hot water pipe. I know that because I colored it orange. That hot water pipe is supposed to go into... Turn symmetry off a second. That's the large engine exhaust. That is the coolant out. That's the hot water coming out. So if we send that over to here... Actually, not that many. Get rid of that piece there. Just redirect this thing. We can bring it in
Okay,
any
it's
way we
already
want.
actually moved on to the next bit anyway. We could have just left it.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of space.
Do you want to just close the front hatch and then I'll pull the boat right to that front rock and you can just throw off, yeah?
Yeah.
So if we do it maybe like that.
I think it's closing. Yeah, it is closing. Actually, while you're pulling around, I'm going to swim over and grab the guy.
And then do a similar thing for the coolant, which is here. So the coolant's in. So this is the cool water coming back. And then this can go to radiator, or in our case, because we're at sea, this basically just goes to, it just uses seawater to cool. Like that. Hot and cold water reminds you of a pipe puzzle. Do you remember that? I remember when the pipe games first came out. They were so much fun. Right, this is the fuel. You can see the fuel coming from the tanks. So this gets split and put into here. But it needs to come into here. This one. This is the exhaust. This is the exhaust. And the exhaust pipe goes to the back here. That's the exhaust line there, and that's the other exhaust line. So those used to come into here. So what we're going to have to do with this is just turn it slightly earlier. I'll probably just mirror this. We can either turn in and then come... We can either turn it here. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do this. Send it in. Until it gets to that point there, so they can just straight pipe straight out. Okay, so that's the exhaust. Polluting the water. Lol. Actually, it doesn't pollute anything because it just runs the water by the engine block effectively. Why don't you build a custom fuel tank? Because when I built the boat, I built it with these fuel tanks, and then later on, I built this storage tank. This is a storage tank here for liquid, and then there's a cargo bay up here. But what you can do, if you want long range, you can just use this area, store diesel in it, and then you can cross feed it back into these tanks if you want to. But yeah, it's all a matter of, like, in career mode, it depends what you've got unlocked at the time. Hi from Western Australia in Perth. It's 8:38 PM on Sunday night. Welcome, Jaden. Right, so we've got to get this thing over the top there, so we'll just get rid of that. Bring it over the top like that. And then just elbow it in. Come on, game. There we go. So that should be the engine repiped, reconnected. All the components should have just moved around. The coolant's been fixed. Don't know why that's black.
Then, Paul.
Oh yeah, it's perfect as it is.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't sink at all.
Slightly holy, I think.
The holy vessel.
Well, it's a Sunday, right?
True. Why are you not painting? Paint. Brush mode. Why can't I paint that block there? That's so, it's like this is in front of it, so I can't paint it. That really sucks.
Is there something off the end of the pier, or is that just me?
Anyway.
I think that might be that chair that we threw in the water.
All that time ago, yeah.
Visitor. Thank you, bro.
Or
You too. Oops. Wrong one.
Oh, it's a crate. But not like a good one, a random one.
Right, let's have a look at this now, because this is the This is the storage area, liquid storage area. So we need to think about the weighting as well. There's a lot of weights going on here, which I'm going to redo. Part of the reason for doing this is like
Done.
I want to have
12 points.
a movable weight system on rails so that we can like automatically balance the boat. But
See,
for
that's
now,
annoying,
I'm just
'cause
gonna
only
piece it
12
back
points,
together
but
and
we've
get
done,
it
like, 2
working again,
missions.
and then we'll do
Yeah.
that. So this is gonna have to.
Did you
back
want to
like
start
that.
researching heavy aircraft?
Have you got the points?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Done it.
go for it. That was what you were trying to do, wasn't it?
Yep.
Now this comes up
Heavy
to here.
aircraft is research. That's 2 hours, 10 minutes.
That goes off to the piping system, so we need to make sure that's reconnected.
So, Jack, are we going to go and get some crude and take it to the refinery, then get some diesel to take back to base?
We could
Welcome back.
get some jet fuel
So that's that.
and take that to sell, as that's quite a money spinner.
We've been following for 2 years. I think we've said a total of 10 messages.
Well, there's 204,000 in the bank at the moment. I don't think we're desperate for money.
That's quite all right, sir.
Always nice to have more. He's making big
that
changes.
goes to here. This is the bottom floor. It probably helps if I put the floor back down.
So, are we going to go and get some crude to take it to the refinery first, or?
Can do.
Yeah, that should be like that. So I don't know if we need more weight blocks at this point. I'll just put them in as normal blocks for now. Just want to get the floor back.
Are you at Coast Guard beginner to Whiteland?
Looks like he is, yeah.
On the way.
Rhetoric. I came for trains, but I got boats, and I'll be amazed
I
by
know
the
it's a bit more
trucks.
of a journey,
Sunday
but
night
if we
transporting
bought
with
the
Squirrel and
crude
his
from
nuts.
the-
Lol.
Rig that's really
We're going to
fast.
do the trains a bit later. There's just some more
It's a
boat
little
work I want to do.
cheaper.
Okay, I'm going to have to rebuild the front section of the whole. Also,
Let
this
me pick Whiteland
piping,
up and we'll have a look.
this piping here needs reconstructing. That is a fluid out, fluid in. So we get the pipes and we actually don't want that mirrored. Because this
Yeah,
is
mine
actually
Whiteland swim.
asymmetric.
There he is.
Okay, so that pump
Let's go.
pumps, let's see, that pumps water in,
So, are you on about buying crude at like 5,000 minus 7,000? Is that the one you're on
that
about?
pumps it out. This is the ballast system at the front here.
Yeah.
So that
That's a
block
long way.
needs sealing off
That's a long
there.
way, yeah.
For 7p less a litre, is it worth it?
Maybe not. Who knows? Just a thought, but I'm happy to go to the one that's basically next to us.
Let me drive this side,
Well,
it's
it was
probably
more
easier.
the trip up to the refinery that I was thinking of.
Oh, turn symmetry off, what a scumbag. You're welcome, PCA. Thank you. Okay.
Literally happy to do either. What do you think?
Let's just go west.
I've actually got loads more room in here. There's going to be a lot more storage. I think I'm going to have these as normal blocks. I'll get rid of them. I've got a feeling, is that the bottom? Yeah. That's the actual bottom of the boat, which I kind of want to have moving around. So I'm going to get rid of all the weight blocks from here. I don't want to have weight at that level anymore. So we'll just have normal blocks there. And then I might move that back up now and have this as the new floor. Thank you, MP. You guys are being very positive today. It's nice to see. Thank you. Mr. Wackaday, how you doing? Did you reconnect the motor output to the gearboxes? I don't know if that got split, but I'm going to check. I think you are correct. I don't think so. In fact, I'm looking around and wondering where the gearbox has gone. There it is. There's the gearbox. Gearbox has been moved with the propeller. The drive shaft is coming in here. That is now no longer going somewhere that it used to. Oh, that's going forward. That's fine. Yes, this is the drive shaft here, isn't it? Or the drive powertrain. Yeah, that was still missing. I haven't gone to the back there. But yeah, good spot. So the drive comes off the engine and it's split between that bit goes to the props via the clutch and gearbox. Hits some propellers, and then this bit goes forward for the azimuth thrusters. This here is the intake and outtake for the main storage tank. This I'm just going to move up one block. So instead of it coming in like that, we're going to move this fluid port here. And we're going to angle it slightly. To there.
Hit the brakes.
And then have our fluid port here instead. Like that. Because what I want to do is just raise the floor up a block. So I need to do the same over here as well. That's the cross-feed system, basically. So let's see, we get rid of that. Oops.
That's enough, Whiteland.
So yeah, we're just raising the floor up. And that's because later on I want to do something with the weighting. So I need an extra layer of floor to do it.
Nah, too much
I'm
again.
just going to put normal blocks in. I think when we spawn this
moving.
boat, the weight is going to be completely off. I'm fully expecting that.
Okay, I've got it. At least I had it. Where's it gone?
It looks like in the roof of the cab at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh god, Whiteland, stop.
There we go. Looks like a stitched together monster right now. Let's just double check. Nothing's
Yeah, Whiteland, that's bad. Can you put it
gone
back down?
bad over here. Okay, that looks reasonably
Whiteland
okay.
down.
Just need to put the floor back here now.
Like, very much down. Oh god!
Doesn't sound like it's going well to me.
Not particularly.
The cable got stuck on the roof and now we're being lifted up. Right, drop it down. Like, really down. I need slack so I can get it out. Or just keep lifting, that works too.
If you reach your sub
And the
anniversary,
engine's
Yoshi.
blown.
Yeah.
32
Because
months.
it's overheated, you couldn't spin out the water.
46 in total,
Cool,
it
well,
says.
might as well spawn that back to
Closing
the
up on
front
2 years. Closing up on 2
now I'm dead
years,
'cause I died
Yoshi.
of fire.
Meant to say 4. Yeah, I was going to say, bro. Looking forward to seeing the new rig in action next week. I hope so, Yoshi. Thank you,
Did
mate.
you take that back, Jack?
Yeah, I just did.
So if we have a ramp system
I think
here.
it needs putting back in a bench and then respawning.
Welcome back, Nutter.
Like that.
Which I was about to do until I got floated.
Lol.
So the general idea is that as liquid empties out of this
Actually,
storage
like I say, I
bay,
could copy myself.
it then gathers via this ramp here. And we should really ramp that, but we can't. It kind of collects in this, and then so the fluid ports can actually get it properly, because as the boat's moving around, when you get down to less 10% of fuel, it was like sloshing around the floor. So this section here is designed to make it so the pumps can still get at it. In fact, if you wanted to, you could even, like, you know, lose a bit more fluid space. Push it away slightly.
That's like an air job, isn't it?
Yeah, that is an air job. Oh, so I got an
So it
hour and a
forces it
half
out
on
there
this,
into
shame.
these corners. Maybe. I don't know, because only one of these ports is active at a time, so I
While
don't
we're
know if
back
that's
here,
going to
can
make
we
it
sleep
better
and
or
get
not.
that research done?
Yeah, we just need to interrupt Paul.
Paul!
Oh, hang on. Save.
To what?
Don't
7.
forget to save your progress.
I've saved it, don't you worry about that.
I wouldn't hang on to the boat. It's sailing away.
Put the anchor down if you're going to leave that, though.
It's
We
fine,
need
we're
to
gonna...
sleep.
Oh, that's a good point.
Just. Lightland, are you sleeping? Awesome. Another helicopter mission. Sleep again.
Who was it who sang that, Alban? Enya. It was Enya who sang that, wasn't it?
One
Rescue
more.
stranded fisher people. People, not persons. What's going on? Are we sleeping again?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is that it?
I didn't see the research pop.
I didn't see that either.
Well, the research is 2 minutes away.
Oh, well, that's
4.5 on my screen.
Three minutes for me.
You put dividers in the fuel tank with gaps at the bottom to let the fuel go where it needs to go. Also stop any sloshing, same thing. They're using... You mean baffles, right? I don't know if the game models baffles or not. I really don't.
Oh, great. My game crashed.
Rip.
I think you need to do a clean, mate.
I think you need to do a clean.
Working fine before I started joining you guys in multiplayer.
Yeah.
You've given me a virus.
Yeah.
Mine was the same, though, Jack. Where's the boat gone?
I was trying to spawn it back closer to the dock.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And I crashed. I am rejoining now though, so I'll just spawn it back in.
You have this way of despawning vehicles, Jack.
Well, it was for a real purpose this time, not accidental. Because it was floating away.
Oh my god. Right. What we didn't do was fix the cargo floor. Come on, game. Why are you trying to build in that direction? Because this platform floor has to be one unit like that.
Oh my god.
I have to put floor lights in a different place, aren't I?
Yeah, we're not doing this one in the boat.
Why not?
I'm going to need a row of
Seen
connectors down
where
the
it
middle
is?
as well.
Oh, 30k. Wow.
It's on Square Island. Which we're a train journey or a long boat ride away from.
The fuel pipe looks more like a sewage
Well,
pipe.
42 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, if you were to fill the tank, just the fuel tank on this, and then drive over to the refinery, and then fill the whole thing with diesel. Maybe not the whole thing, but, you know, fill quite a bit up with diesel, and then turn crossfeed on. You could probably make Sawyer Island in about 20 minutes, something like that. Half an hour. So it's a bit of a trek, but it could be fun.
Well, it's got a 40-minute timer on it.
Yeah, but that was more for the exploration rather than the actual mission.
It would take you like 10, 15 minutes just to load all that fuel.
Yeah.
Well, then we have nothing for the boat.
Well, I need to put back separating wall.
Yeah, that worked out so well last time, what then?
What did?
Crude oil run. You got the hose jam, Whiteland.
Right, that's the cargo area. Done. This is the fluid storage. Which will paint that back wall the same as this one. Okay, so that looks okay. That seems to be plumbed in now. I mean, yeah, if you wanna, like, I don't know if it works, this whole fluid sloshing thing, but if you wanted to have a baffle, you would kind of do, you know, something like that to try and separate the fluid a bit.
Research is done.
Yep. We wanted to do fire next, didn't we?
I mean, you are losing storage space doing this.
Of
But
which we need
you know,
14 points for, and we've only got
the
5.
Physics theory suggests that that would reduce the amount of
Quick, edit
sloshing.
the points.
As the boat rocks and stuff, that helps a little bit to stop it moving laterally, side to side. What you want, you do lose storage space doing that. But I don't know if the game models this. I do not know. Do you happen to know, Jack, if the game models like fluid sloshing around and whether putting a baffle up actually helps?
Yeah, it does. It something about the lowest level of the fluids kind of sits in the block it's supposed to be sitting on. So when you can't see liquid in there, there might still be liquid in there. So it kind of runs through that bottom block. So your idea of having the ditch really does help.
Yeah, I don't mean that bit. I just mean like the liquid moving side to side, moving the vessel. Antbear in chat says it doesn't model it. I don't know.
Oh, right. I see what you mean. I don't think it does. No, not in that respect. It doesn't affect the weight with the liquid moving around.
In that case, then, there's no point. That's the case. Right, let's try and fix this now. We've got some brokenness going on here. So this is the fluid connectors.
Are you coming, Jack?
Just in the workbench at the moment on another island. So you guys go ahead.
I'm trying to work out what they were mounted to. They were mounted to a wall, so where's that wall gone? I never moved anything up and down. That's a little odd. The fluid port can be on top and it will suck everything from that tank. Center of mass is in the center of that tank area. You see, I'm not so sure if that's true, Antbar, that last bit about the fluid port, because when I originally built this, I didn't have the fluid port at the actual bottom block. Like I had it one block up or something, and it was not emptying the entire contents of the tank. And when I put the fluid port on the floor, it did. So I don't know about that, because from my own kind of playthrough, having this does actually seem to do something, but I don't know. You just did the recover anchor mission and ended up with having to beach my boat at max speed so I could winch onto the beach. Lol. That's one way of doing it. Okay, so that's the external intake. That ensures that you only put diesel in there, I believe. Oh, that's a one-way filter, so that makes sure the fuel only comes in. Oh, I remember. I put a filter on the crossfeed, didn't I, here? Allow diesel. Yeah, this is the pump that gets the... Yeah, so this is what you're cross-feeding. This, if you put diesel in here, this filter prevents you from cross-feeding into the tanks with anything but diesel. There really should be a filter here as well. So you can only put diesel in there. That'll prevent you from loading diesel into these tanks. Anything but diesel. Yeah, Ref Rick, I plan to put it in the workshop at the end when it's all done, but it's not done yet. But this was the bit that was perplexing me, was this. What was this mounted on? I think I might have mounted it and then removed the wall at a later date. I think that's actually what happened. It's fine. It doesn't matter. We'll just do that. It looks tidier.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
This can be where the control systems go anyway. Okay, that's fine. Noel, thank you very much for 26 months. Good afternoon to you. Okay, so now we want to refill the actual cockpit floor back in. You guys getting on okay? Hello.
Me and Whiteland are going off to do an oil run, and Jack is doing something else.
Jack. What you doing?
Secret stuff.
Secret squirrel stuff.
Yep.
And here's one I produced earlier.
is one I've had to totally rebuild because we don't have the parts.
Okay, that's the 4 blocks either side. That's the extra width. New camera movement for the mechanic comes to ATS and ETS2. Okay. It's really hard to see when you paint something black. It's really hard to see if it's got the right parts. If I do a plain fill. That's not right. Mind you, the whole keel is a lot wider now, so probably just need to
Did you
remodel
go and
this
put a
slightly.
little slack down in the hose, Whiteland?
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
Am I going to go longer? Yeah, I want to move the cargo, but like bay forward a bit. Mr. Firefighter 2 anniversary in 2 days. What? This is what I get for going to Singapore. Really? Is that actually a thing? You can actually like, you can press anniversary and then fly to a different country and do it again. That's amazing. That's better. That's better. That's more like it. Now we'll just paint that up. I'm just going to leave that in white for now so I can actually see what's going on later. I've got more work to do on this.
What was the maximum fill level for the fuel?
What, in the version you've got?
Yeah.
8,400 litres was the main tank.
Yeah, the ballast.
Oh,
Not
crikey.
the ballast. The how
Main
much crude
storage.
would you normally put in it?
I think you can do, if it's, what is it, like Jet A or something?
No, it's 44,000 capacity, isn't it? And we're doing crude at the moment.
Well, you can take as much as you want, can't you?
Oh, okay.
You just watch the water level, and then if it gets too much, then stop. That looks a lot wider now, doesn't it? It actually looks too wide. This definitely needs to come forward. Would recommend a G27 wheel if you get one second hand. I mean, they're a good wheel, man, but you've always got to be aware of the fact that there's no way you've got a warranty on it anymore. Like, there's literally no way you're ever gonna... If you have a problem, you're not going to be able to sort it out. This needs squishing back together. Let's see. We grab that bit. I think that should do it. Squishy incoming. Alright, so we cut that and then move it back where it should be. I believe was there. Paste it, clear.
Happy anniversary, Nutter.
See if we can grab this bit. Cut that.
Yeah, I reckon we'll stop at 30k white, and the front is getting low.
Then this and this are all part of the main structure. The moving structures are that, the door, and the platform. Everything else should be red.
No whiteland because they freak out.
There we go. I think that's what it used to look like. Something like that. Is that a helipad on top? It's actually a cargo door. I'll show you in operation. I just want to fix the boat first. Blimey, this is going to be quite a big room now. Now, what's it done with that door, I wonder? Interesting thing about this is that the button for the door is over here now. Which is not terribly useful. Let's see. Let's put this black first. I mean, there's... Yikes. That has properly split that control desk up, hasn't it? I think the hardest bits is going to be putting the cockpit back together and putting this back together, because the ship's gone wider now. Like, the front seat is here and all the controls are over there. They're going to have to be, like, punted back over. So I'm going to have to move all that, joint, like squish it back together again, but try and avoid all this glass. I might have to do that in 2 pieces. Cut and paste. Yeah, I can cut and paste. Blimey. I can cut and paste, but this one's going to be easier than the cockpit, I think, because the cockpit has all this corner glass. And some of this glass is at the same level as some of these controls. So if I try and do that in one go, it's going to bring the corner glass with it. Yeah, and then I'm going to actually fix the front windows. I may have to just rebuild the windows, because I don't know how that's going to work. Like these windows here.
Some cake?
There's more room for beds now, I guess. Mr. Efric, I can cut and paste thunder. That was freaky. The recently deceased Larry Tesla is telling you to watch out about using his function. Lol. That was weird. I just said thunder and then the thunder cracked. Right, let's paint that up again. Oh, even the solar panels have moved. Look at this. Oh, my life. Solar panel. What are they going to? Might as well have the extra solar. So 6 was the working model. You alright there, Tommy?
Yeah, I'm fine. Was
No, it's just like Jack's gone off doing his own thing. Whiteland doesn't say anything, so you're kind of stuck. Nobody to talk to.
yeah, I'm just I'm 2.5K from the oil refinery, just plodding along.
Fair enough. Right, let's try and copy
Just
pasta.
sort of indulgently watching the stream. It's a bit weird, really. It's sort of a.
I'll be back with you soon.
Bring that back. Right.
Yeah, because you know all the controls, like the far set of 4 buttons on the cockpit.
Yeah.
They mostly don't work, don't they?
Yeah, there's buttons that are reserved for future use, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, but it was just to save the worry. Like I said, I think you're right by leaving the corner and just extend the desk, sort of thing.
That looks about right, I think. Oh my life. Do you really have to show me the electrics? Look at that. I mean, what is it trying to show me here? Paste. Right, let's try and grab this unit as well. Hopefully I've got this right. Let's cut that. Slide that back into position. Paste it. Clear the contents. And then we're going to have to go back to the merge screen and merge this block into that one, to that one. And the end result is that, which I really hope is still working. Now what we could do, because this is actually a lot bigger now, there's no reason why we couldn't have a way of getting through here. If we wanted to. Just extend the cabin. You need some cable management then. You know, just shifty things around because it's got more space for seating anyway now. So, you know, we could, for example, put them there. And then grab these seats like this. Put them there. Get rid of those. Oops. So you can actually come through into here if you want to. Remove the whole door if necessary. You don't really need it anymore. I don't think it's big enough for beds, to be honest, but like, have you seen the size of a bed? Like, they're so big. And how many blocks is that? That is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks by 3. They're massive. There is, like, a player's 7 blocks tall and 3 blocks wide, presumably. So a 7 by 3 in here, it's not going to happen. However, it is possible, potentially, maybe at some point, to do something about this area. Maybe have a little basement. It's either that or we have vertical beds. I could put beds on the wall. You fancy sleeping vertically on a wall? That works, I guess.
Yeah, that could kind of work. It's no different to sleeping vertically on a cargo door, is it?
So we probably need to lift the roof
I
up
mean,
one
I
block.
don't know about Chelmsford, but we've had all 4 seasons today, apart from snow. Like, it's the only thing we've had massive amount of raining. Now it's like blue skies. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the weather's just mad at the moment.
Bit more Whiteland.
So I kind of think just get rid of the door now.
Thank you. Could you move the diesel one round as well? The next one down, Whiteland.
You just need hinges to fold up beds. I like it. Why can't I get rid of this? Kind of as if this door doesn't exist. There we go. Get rid of that. Oops. Let's see what we can do with the bed. Are they Star Trek doors? My the main cockpit doors are Star Trek doors. Yeah. Yeah. There's a sensor there, but they don't go shh, shh, which I really would like them to do. How many blocks can I nick for this cabin?
And now we wait. We can do Whiteland. It just depends on whether we're gonna either do jet fuel or diesel. Really.
So now we can put some grey, no, purple. Oh, about that. Bit of fuchsia. There you go. 4 beds. Get rid of the beds off the roof. Space for searchlights up there now. Look at that. Sleeping quarters. can also,
Have you actually put vertical beds in?
yeah, making best use of space.
Just don't take a book out of don't take a page out of Ryanair's book.
Lol.